Hey, it says I'm live. Eject. Yes. It's happening, everybody. I know nobody's on there right now, but figured while I was doing some stuff before I had to take off for today, I'd just check in with everybody and see how everybody. I wish there was a way to like set this up like better, because I need to set up a second screen. I think the way I can do this up here a little bit differently. I got like my iPad going here. I just realized, as usual, another device just does not connect to a Mac. So I was hoping to download the, what is it called? The data logger files or whatever it was off of this Mac Speeds. I have no idea how this thing actually like works, but it doesn't connect to a Mac, which, what else is new? Nothing connects to a Mac. I'm surprised an iPad connects to a Mac. Stream looks terrible. Looks all blocky. Wow, that's horrible. That looks like garbage. The voice sounds all right, but the video sounds, the video looks terrible. Let's see. How can I minimize that out of here? Why does it look so horrible? Well, whatever. It is what it is, right? Right now, I'm just working on some footage from yesterday. Trying to see if I was able to get, obviously what your eyes see is way different than what the camera sees. Sometimes the camera, vice versa. Sometimes the camera sees like awesome stuff that you never saw. And then it seems like most of the time what your eyes see, the camera just doesn't like, I don't know. The camera just doesn't put it out there. But before I take off today, like I said, I figured I'd just jump on, check in with everybody, if anybody was even out there. I don't know if anybody's getting any of my notifications anymore. Probably the way I titled this, it's not going to be a video that people get notified on because, well, that's just the way YouTube works, I guess, right? But I'm just working on, like I said, another video. I got to pull in some media into my thing here. I've got to find out where it is first. Desktop. Says there's two people on there. What's that? Me and the YouTube stream catchers. Let's see, we got. So what I've been doing is I've been importing stuff a different way, which now I don't even know where it is. Untitled folder 2. I should probably call it something different, like imports for Final Cut Pro. That way maybe I could find it easier. I'm probably doing all this wrong anyway, but it does work like eventually. There's probably way quicker ways to do all of this stuff. I just don't bother trying to figure it out. Folder 2. Let's see. So everything from today, right? Because it was imported today. Hopefully that's everything. I have no idea. think I'm actually importing too much stuff. What I should do is I should have my headphones on. I don't even know where my headphones are. It looks like it's actually cleared up. Yeah, it looks like the stream cleared up for some reason. Well, that's a good thing, right? All right, I'm going to snag my headphones. I got to get a new set of headphones here. Because this set is not dead, but the set really isn't holding up the foams on the actual oops, sorry about that. Come on, get on there. The foams for the earpieces, they're kind of junk. Too bad I couldn't screen share, but I can't screen share from this. The way you could like see how I edit videos. Well, like I said, I'm just checking in with people. If anybody's here, 2 people, 4 people here. Amped, what's going on, guy? Gus's Customs, good morning, man. COVID and coffee, brother. It's going to be the new series. So what are you guys up to? Anything good? Like I said, I was just popping on to see what was up with everybody. Well, I was just doing a couple of things before I left. You guys already have your coffee yet, or is it too early in the morning? What time is it anyway? 9 o'clock. What are you guys going to do today? Anything good? Yeah, up since 4:30. Yeah. Yeah, I get up early. Today was actually a later day than normal. I don't know why. But usually I'm up like 5:30. Dogs are wine bagging because they want to go out. You know, typical stuff. Yeah, usually I'll do coffee for both my wife and I. But Gus, you saw how that pin sheared right off, right? You've had that happen too. I bet, right? You've had it shear off like right at the plastic, which that was kind of surprising on the Kaiju. And that EPX, man, that EPX rips it. It rips it so nice. I love that little on-road truck, whatever you want to call it. But I definitely got to plant that thing to the ground a little bit more. I was almost thinking to myself, if I take like a 2-pound weight and just lay a 2-pound weight like right on the body, like right in the center, maybe that would keep things together. But obviously in a crash, if I had a weight like, you know, taped to the truck, it would probably be just horrible destruction if it crashed. What do you think? 2-pound weight, just slap it right on there and just motor that thing? The poor motor would probably feel it. That thing runs so cool too. Meaning like, you know, ESC and the motor. Whenever I touch that motor after doing all those speed rips, it's like there's no temperature change. And I don't know if it's because maybe the design of the way this thing is, because it actually has air vents that come along the sides of the body. Who knows? Maybe the air actually does like what it's supposed to do and actually circulates in there. And I think it's a really good design, but obviously it being a semi truck, that cab, section is just terrible. It's raining. Just wondering when a video just working, then a video later this afternoon. Nice going, Amped. What are you going to do a video on? You welded it back together? When you say you welded it back together, how did you weld it back together? With what? You can't just say I welded it back together, because for some reason I can see you with like a stick welder and just like one tack, boom, and it's together. How are you welding it together? Yeah, 67 miles per hour. I realized just today, which I suppose I shouldn't have been surprised, but I know that you can download the data log file, right? Not on a Mac. Nothing is compatible with a Mac, man. I think that's the thing that aggravates me. So now I feel like there probably isn't a GPS out there that could do that. I'd probably have to have like an old iPhone and put some kind of GPS software on there from the Apple store, and then see if I could do it that way. But I wanted to see like from the Kaiju, because obviously when it crashed, I have no idea what the GPS said. So at least I don't think I did. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. You MIG welded such a tiny shaft like that? Man, your wire speed must have been 0 and power 0. Holy smokes. How did you keep the shaft straight? Just like put it in a vise? All I could picture, as soon as that wire comes out and touches the piece, it just just fires off the table. Did you do a video on it? That actually would have been cool, Gus. Those are the things that you need to remember. When you've got so much content that you could be putting out there, man. Even like something like that, people want to know. People want to see. You know what I mean? It's not like you're giving away secrets. It's just like, this is how I welded my shaft together. You know? Felipe, what's going on, guy? It depends upon, okay, so Felipe, it depends upon this right here. If, I guess either way, the more and more I drive this Kaiju, the more and more I like it. I literally was looking at it yesterday after I repaired it on that live, and I was point blank thinking to myself, just because of what it is, I think I point blank said in my head, and I remember the Max is my wife's, but I've been driving it. I point blank said in my head, I actually like this Kaiju better than the Max. Now that's my personal opinion. So if you're asking personal opinion, based upon, I think, what I'm seeing that breaks on the Max, the Kaiju is 6S, and that's out of the box. And it is performing out of the box. I feel, again, with each vehicle, there's ups and downs. I love the Cush drive on the Traxxas Max because I feel that it's helping. Like, it's helping save the drivetrain. But once you start pumping 6S into the Max, you are point blank twisting axles and you're breaking stuff. Where the Kaiju, the only reason why I have broken the Kaiju in any way is driver error. So, and that may be the same thing with the Max, except for twisting axles. So with the Max, you're twisting axles on 6S. So then you got to upgrade to steel. And if you're not upgrading to something that's going to survive, if you're going to upgrade to like, aluminum and whatever, I don't know. I just, point blank, I'm liking the Kaiju better than the Max. And I know the Max is a good truck. When I first got that Max and my wife and I were driving it, I was all day telling everybody it's a perfect first vehicle. But what you got to realize is that people are pushing these trucks. I mean, come on. I'm doing speed tests with the Kaiju. It's not a speed run vehicle. Do you know what I mean? I'm 6S trying to figure out if I can break a certain speed. I have a speed in my head that I want to break. And yeah, personal opinion, Kaiju. That's just my opinion. RC stuff, what's going on, guy? Well, as far as like an X-Max, I don't have one, but I can appreciate what it is. And again, that thing too, it's got its drawbacks. I think they're far and few between, but right. So what Gus is saying, pay attention to what Gus is saying. Same thing. He likes the fact that he can mod it. With a Max, you kind of semi-stuck. I like that. That's a good comment, Gus. It is. But some people would be Traxxas Max all day and call the Red Cat junk. But Red Cat's been changing its tune like big time. I'm gonna have to open that. I'm gonna have to open that Gen 8 Axe Edition because I realized that I right now have 3 crawlers, and no, I actually have 4 crawlers, or 3.5, because one of them's it's only half built, and I need electronics for it, and I don't know when I'm gonna pick that thing up again. That's more of a custom one. But I've got the DC one from Hibao, which I love that thing. Then I've got the Gen 7, which that's modded out. Then I've got the Gen 8 Axe Edition, which is still in a sealed box. I haven't even opened it. So, and I think like when I went on that trail walk with the family, I know, and I'm not saying that girls aren't into RC because they are, but my girls, I mean, they'll drive it, but you know what I mean? I don't know. They're not into it, kind of like I am. So, but I thought it would be cool to, go out on a trail and literally all 3 of us have our own little trail trucks. I thought that would be cool. You know what I mean? I could put like a little GoPro like on mine, my DC one, because I think for myself, because the DC one is not like everybody's cup of tea. I've got a ton of upgrades for that thing, and I'm going to be upgrading that thing to like every upgrade imaginable. And it's going to be like my trail truck, and I'm going to enjoy it. And if I put like a GoPro on that, I could be behind the other 2 trucks. And I think it would make for good footage. You know what I mean? Having, the family out there and, like I'm calling this COVID and coffee, have like some kind of like, trail truck and mornings or something. I don't know. It's just off the top of my head. There you go. Trail trucks are what you got into go. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh yeah, his isn't that a TRX Sport that he has that he, crazily modified? Yeah, RC stuff. Isn't that awesome? That actually is awesome. Red Cat definitely has changed their tune on some stuff. Oh, it's already RC guy. It's fixed already. If you're talking to me, it's already fixed. I fixed it last night on the live. I checked out the EPX. Obviously, I just slipped the belt on that, but that was kind of purposeful. The belt slipped off the tensioner. That wasn't purposeful. Can't figure out exactly what's going on there. It might be the fact that I'm going 67 miles an hour on it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some upgrades on the DC-1, but I've got a car that I'm going to be doing in what's in the box. I say I want to do it today. I'll probably end up doing that today, what's in the box. But it's another Habal. And like if you've been paying attention to my lives lately, I did like a preview of what came in the mail, and I've already got something else coming in the mail. Thank you to Red Cat, and we're going to be doing a little bit of interchange of parts because I see this Habal having some awesome potential. Like just when I opened up the box and I saw what was inside, I was just like, yes, this thing is awesome. This thing is going to rip. So all that broke, right, is and that's why I was trying to download. I was trying to see what the speed was because I don't remember what the speed was. Maybe I recorded it, but I might not have. I might not have been paying attention. But anyways, the Kaiju, I did get a good run, and literally at the last like 4 seconds or 5 seconds into the run, whatever it was, I've got to go through the footage to find out exactly what happened, but it was just humming. I mean, it was like I don't think I was quite at full trigger, but I think I was close to it. I think I was a little trigger shy. And then a gust of wind came through and grabbed the front of the truck and just like sent it basically going right, which kind of was heading towards what else is new? Heading towards a light pole. And I was able to correct it, but because of the speed and the ending distance to where it was ending up, if it was going to go straight, it would have been fine. I could have let off. I could have given it a little bit of brake because obviously, at that kind of speed, if you give it too much brake, it's going to endo. And I've got some footage, I think, that shows that. And because it veered to the right, because of that wind coming through that kind of like tunnel area, it was going to a place where I just saw destruction, and surprisingly, only breaking that little shaft. One little shaft broke. The sound that it made when it hit the curb was just like, because I couldn't even see it. Once it went over the embankment, I couldn't see where the Kaiju was because the embankment going down is pretty steep. But I knew that there was like a massive curbing on that other side. I just couldn't remember if it was a double curb, but it was a single curb and it was on the far side, but I couldn't see the Kaiju. And so I'm like trying to control something that I have no idea what's going on. So I heard it hit and I just like stopped the controller and I was just like, no, I probably broke it bad. And then when I got up over the edge, I'm like, the thing's actually on its wheels. And I gave it like a little bit of gas and it moved. And I was like, oh, it's fine. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And it came up the embankment. Everything was mint. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll just gotta keep ripping it. And I come around a corner and the back wheel, like here's the body and the back wheel just goes flop as I turn. And I'm like, no. I gotta work today too. HPI Apache? No. If you're asking me, no, I haven't. And Drulio, what's going on, man? Do you know much about these? No, I don't. No, one person to actually ask about that would be Tony from CCXRC. That's just somebody that had a 6S X Max. But you can still ask the question. Somebody in here might know, or maybe I might even know. I don't have one though. big black versus the curb. Now, big black would eat that curb. Actually, you know what? Big black actually might get hurt on that curb. Now that I think about it. Habao is good for bashing and where find part. Like where to get your parts? You can get it right from, well, depending upon where you're out of. I get all my stuff like literally straight from Taiwan, or they have a warehouse in the United States, and the warehouse is like a few states from me, so it doesn't take long for anything to get to my house. And the way it works for me is obviously if I break something, I have other RC cars that I can run while it's down, and that's like the plus is that if you've got the ability to have, I want to say if you've got the ability to have at least 3 RC, somethings, at least when one is down, you still have 2 others to rip. And then if another one breaks, you still have the one. And by the time those parts come in, if you've ordered everything like that you need, which that's my issue usually is I don't order everything that I need. If you order everything that you need, by the time, those parts come in, fix it up and you're ready to rip again, Curb 1, Kaiju 0 on that one, yeah. The Kaiju, like any RC, does not like going full speed into unmovable objects. But look at how many times the Traxxas Max I had smacked into trees, and the same thing with the Kaiju. Like, there was a video that Kaiju just kept on ramming trees and nothing broke, which was nuts. And eventually the Max broke, but that was just one of the ears on one of the axle shafts. RC guy, the Red Cat blackout wheels. Well, think about what you're buying. Think about how much you paid for the blackout. It's not like it's not a serious ripping vehicle. When you look at the wheel, it's not. You know what I mean? Think about how small of a vehicle that you're working with. Now the Kaiju is something totally different, man. Oh, you have 4 broken, 13 to rip. Is that how many you have? You got 17 vehicles amped? That's crazy. Well, RC stuff, that's awesome. If your local hobby shop is only 30 minutes away, that's awesome. My LHS is only, I think, like detailed. I think it's like 17 minutes away. See, look at that. RC stuff has got you back right away. Dumbo RC, yeah, Dumbo receiver. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, question. Just ask the question. Yeah, 3 hours away. That's nuts. I'm going to try and do something on this backdrop too, because Obviously, this was originally the office, and I had it kind of set up with, RC stuff like a while ago, and then I changed to a whole new room. But I'm realizing the background's kind of bland looking. I think we need to like spice it up with some stuff in the back there. Looks like just a whole pile of crap behind my head. Like I said, too bad there wasn't a way to share the screen, but it doesn't work that way. I'm not on the right thing. I'm not using OBS today. I just started the regular YouTube. Now, how do you pronounce your name? Andrew? Andy Rue? Andrew? I think maybe it's Andrew, right? Why are you saying thanks? You don't have to say thanks for chatting on the chat. That's what it's there for. It's there for like everybody just to be cool, I almost thought that said Shampoo RC. So Swamp Mod RC, what's going on, guy? Toilet paper hoarding RC bastards. Nice. You got a Blackout XTE Pro, yeah. The servo died, and I got a 20 kilogram servo, and the original is a 15. Would that wreck? No, it wouldn't wreck anything. Oh, why did you change your name? You were RTC3? I like the Swamp Mod RC. That is cool though, so I guess that's why. RC sick. What's going on, guy? If I understand what you're saying, I don't know. You're just talking about changing out a servo. I don't know. And you're asking about whether if the ESC or any electrical system. I don't know why you're saying that, because you're not. It's not like you're plugging it into the ESC. You're plugging it into the receiver. You're wrenching. What are you wrenching on, man? Dude, I've taken what I call hella old Futaba servos, like from planes. Like I've got a billion different types of servos for planes, which I use. They're slow. I mean, they're I don't want to say junk servo, but they're plastic, and sometimes you just use what you got, Everybody's big into, all the Metal Gear servos and all that junk. Well, RTC3, that's a good change up, man. I think all right. So RC guy, I think you're like talking things that don't necessarily really matter. I mean, I don't think you're going to be really making the ESC work harder. But what do I know? You just got your Red Cat Gen 7 doing a bunch of upgrades. Nice demo RC. Swamp Mod, you're gonna like I think you're gonna like the Red Cat. I do. Somebody was just asking me what I thought between the Max and the Red Cat, the Kaiju, and I point blank last night after I fixed it, I had it facing like away from me, and I was just checking the camber on the wheels, because obviously when I put that in, I needed to change the camber a little bit, and I point blank, I said it in my head. I was like, I actually like this Kaiju better than the Max. And you have to realize that, like what Gus's Customs is coming across, there's certain things that are going to break. but that's any RC. The Max is different, just like the Kaiju is different. So you can point blank, when you take the thing out of the box and you look at it, right? I saw a couple of things on the Traxxas Max. I was like, not that great, but I think as a structure, the Traxxas Max does very well as a chassis, right? It does very, very well. The Kaiju, there are little weak points as well, but its chassis does good. I'm not coming across any issues with my chassis, but then again, I also haven't really had a chance to thrash the thing yet because of being, down because of that mailbox issue. And then obviously now the curb issue, but right now I'm still just I'm like locked in on doing these stupid speed runs because I see it's got so much more to give stock. And I just want to break a certain speed threshold before I start, bashing it. And I'm not going to change anything other than I want to cheat a little bit. I want to add some weight to the front of the vehicle carefully though, because I don't want to add so much weight that when I go to hit the brakes, that the thing doesn't endo and just annihilates because I've now added weight to that front end. And the area that I took the Kaiju, there is actually literally not enough room to get a full speed run. It's almost like you need a drag strip with a quarter-mile track, because the area that I meant to take it to, I didn't realize they closed down. Because it's a beach, because it's a state beach, they put the stinking barrier up. And I was just like, come on. That ruined that. You know what I mean? So I think like super early in the morning, I've got one other place that I might be able to take it. And then we'll see what happens. It's just what I don't like is when you're flying on that Kaiju, that it's not designed for speed, like on road. So I just want to cheat a little bit and just add some weight to that front end, but just a little bit, enough to keep that front end down. That's it. Put some road tires. If you're talking to me, nah. I just want to rip it the way it is. Once I achieve that speed that I just want to break, I just want to break a certain speed. I got a number in my head that I want to break, and it's got it in it, no problem. For myself, once I break that number, I'll be good. And if anybody else wants to break that number, go right ahead. But it's just stock. I don't want to change diff fluid. I don't want to do anything. And then once I break that speed, then I'm going to start, ripping it and doing jumps and all that good stuff. But for now, I'm just locked in, man. I got like the blinders on, and that's the only thing that I can see right now is I can see just speed ripping the Kaiju. I don't know why I can't get away from it, but I just can't. Yeah, it's one of the Felipe. That's one of the reasons why I didn't buy the Kraton 8S. When I first saw it, when you first see it, it's like, wow, this thing is awesome. And then if you really start diving into it, you start seeing things that's like, are you kidding me, guys? Like that's weak, and that's a major weak point of the Kraton 8S. Only for me, and I've got no need for the Kraton 8S. RC guy, I don't understand your humor. You've said something like that before. That's funny. You tuck your shirts into your pants, and then you tuck your pants into your shirt. Oh, Sticky's RC. What's going on, guy? Gus, it definitely has it in it. You know it. You already know it yourself. You were 57. you're like 4 miles away from breaking that. You know it's got it in it. And I know it does too. But I picked a number in my head, and I'm just hoping it has it in it, you know? And I'm not being unreasonable with it. I just feel this kaiju has a number in that it will achieve. Stock 6S. Well, is it technically? It's not stock anymore, is it though? I guess stock driveline, because of changing out that connector to like now my connector is like a mini pigtail. Enjoying a wonderful morning in lockdown SoCal. Asterium, what's going on, guy? You'll see if sea level helps. Yeah. I don't know, man. That is funny, huh? Well, it's funny because obviously because it's it's not a nitro vehicle. When I thought about doing speed rips with nitro, it's like, yeah, if I do it on those real crisp mornings, is it gonna go faster? Packing more dense air into that cylinder. It's funny the things that you think about. Crisp mornings. If anything, it's almost as if once the battery pack warms up just a little bit on a LiPo, once the battery pack warms up, once the motor temp comes up a little bit, frees up the bearings a little bit, that's what I have noticed on those speed runs, because you'll take like an RC and you'll rip it the first time. It doesn't seem like it gets, but it also might be because you're a little trigger shy, but it doesn't seem like it gets up to that max speed yet. So like after you've done like 1 or 2 rips with it, it seems like by that time things have kind of warmed up and the juice can flow a little bit better and the bearings are just a little bit looser. You know what I mean? And then you break that threshold when then things start over-temping, and it basically is the reverse. So there's almost like that fine line when you want to do speed rips. It's like in the middle. You know what I mean? You seem to get like your best runs. At least that's what I'm seeing whenever I speed rip anything. It just seems like, once that battery temp just jumps up just a little bit, enough to allow the electricity to flow through a little bit better, then the bearings, loosen up just a touch, that's what I see. RC sick. All right, man. Have a good one. We'll do another live later today. Maybe you can jump in. Brushless kills nitro? Yeah, it can. Asterion, awesome, man. Make sure you try to video every part of it, even if you end up with like failure. The whole point is that you're showing people the possibility of. So don't be afraid to video stuff, man. RC stuff. You're saying how close is your nearest track? What kind of track? Are you talking to me? Joe Daddy's Garage. What's going on, guy? Double thumbs up. funny how whenever you start a live and if you actually think you're going to work on something, it doesn't happen. I've got like a whole like Edio editing to do. See, I'm trying to like edit a new video, but it just ain't going to happen. If I can scrub it to where? Right. Because I show the inside of the car. How everything that I brought. So I brought the DBX-LE 2.0, got the Mojave. I've got the Habao Sport Plus, the original one. The Kaiju's there. And then I think I might have already taken the EPX out by that time. But there was, I think the first speed rip was like 53, which wasn't too bad, but I knew it had more in it. And you know what's funny is because it had been so long, I couldn't remember what side of the power button was on. That's how it works, right? See, that white background messes up the lighting, I think, on the front here. All right, Felipe, good seeing you, man. See, I'm taking my mouse. So this is how it goes crazy. I'm taking my mouse and I'm actually trying to slide my mouse to the iPad. Yeah, that'll be nice, Joe Daddy, to actually see you be able to get that crawler going. That was a nice stand you made, by the way. Out of scrap, your scrap stand. Good job. Good job. All right, Andrew. We'll see you later, man. I'm still trying to move the mouse over to the iPad. Yeah, you meant RC track, but what kind of track are you talking about? Because the closest track to me, it's an indoor carpet track. So I think that's the only negative that I know of. And then there's another track that I think is outdoor, but I don't go to tracks. For me, it's too limiting. All right, Stickies, good to see you, man. All right, Joe Daddy, I actually have to get to work too. Today is actually one of my work days. So, yeah, I'm going to go out there and brave the COVID. So, I don't know. This is crazy. Big Muscle RC, what's going on, guy? It has been a long time. We are actually doing very well. How about yourself, Big Muscle? Too many egos at the track? Yeah. Yeah. Again, it is what it is. I find going to a track, you're too limited. You know what I mean? I feel like you can do less stuff. You prefer? Yeah, I prefer freestyle too. It's just more fun. Big muscle. That's good to hear, man. It's crazy. All this stuff is nuts, man. This is crazy. Like I was saying, my better half, right before all this pandemic, I don't know how she almost like thought of it before it happened. Right before, it was like a week before this pandemic stuff like really started happening. Like I think before we even got word of it. Maybe it was 2 weeks. I think it was a week though. She was just saying, because they were still obviously talking about terrorism and all that junk. And she was like, you know what would be worse than all this terrorism stuff? She says, what would affect more things worse than terrorism would be if a pandemic outbreak, a pandemic outbreak. And then literally a week later or a week and a half, whatever it was, then for us to get like all this information about China, and that, from my head, that was crazy. For like, it was almost like I know she didn't predict it, but certainly does feel like it. She was talking about it, and then all of a sudden it happened. It was just like, wow. And then, when it was happening, you was thinking, well, it's probably something that's going to like stay in China. And then, boom, then the explosion to literally everywhere. That was nuts. Oh no, now your DBXLE is in quarantine. What was the electrical issue you had? There's only one with 1,000 miles. Within 1,000 miles, I think you're saying? I think as long as you are running a 3S and a 3S, yes. Never mix like a 2S and a 3S. Don't do something like that. But yeah, as long as you're running 3S, I don't think you're going to have an issue 7,000 versus a 5,000, because I feel like what will happen is eventually you'll get to a cutoff anyway. Twin packs. I think that's the preferred method, but I don't see why you'd have issue. It's just one's going to have longer runtime than the other. And I think feeding the two, I feel like maybe it'll probably draw a similar or balanced amount out. I don't see an issue with that. I've never done it, but because I've always just had twin packs, but I don't see why you'd have an issue. So that sound like it was a receiver issue. That doesn't sound like it was a servo issue. See, that's a shame, man. When that happens, when, like what just happened, you say the place closes down. Imagine that. And that's basically what happened. I think he's talking about achieving success. I probably should have asked that. It's nice to actually have the windows open. I got two windows basically on left and right side of this, and it's just nice to have like the fresh air coming in. It's a little crisp out, but it's still nice though. And then you got the sun coming in over there. Checkered past. Why would he have to sneak in? If he's the only one there, there shouldn't be any issue. Like if it's his shop, it's not like he's in business. He's just in there. It's kind of like what is it? It's like Elon Musk right now, taking advantage of things being shut down to where he's still got workers. And granted, part of his company is obviously essential because they're trying to create those respirators. Is that what it's called? Whatever those things are, the breathing machines. But I'm pretty sure he's taking advantage right now of upgrading because things are shut down, upgrading things and changing things out, within a careful, limited situation. If he's the only guy going to the shop, there should be no sneaking in. All essential businesses have been shut down in New York. Ventilators, right? Ventilators. What was I calling a respirator? Kind of the same thing, almost. Ventilators, right? I'll tell you right now, as far as that 7,200 and the 5,000, I'd run it. 3S to 3S. The only difference is runtime. And I think, like I'm thinking that it would balance out. It's not like you're taking, 10,000 volts and feeding it into the other pack. It's literally just extended runtime. I don't think you'd have an issue. Why don't you be the one to test it out? I'd run it. I just never have. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just run that. We got a couple Zop packs that I wouldn't mind sacrificing. Although those are twin packs too. Your neighbor has to carry a special ID to prove her essentialness? Wow. Well, let's put it this way. He's technically not working. He's going in to check on his business to make sure nobody is going in there and robbing him. How's that? That's his excuse. It's my business. I need to make sure that, my LiPo packs aren't going to catch my shop on fire while I'm not there. So he needs to go in and needs to check on stuff. That's essential. You don't want to cause a fire. There you go. You don't want to cause a fire that now you have to take essential workers, fire trucks, to then go to that business and put the fire out because they've got to be doing other work. So the business owner can go to his shop and make sure everything is okay. See, there's always a way around things, just how you word it. Like right now, you could get away with speeding tickets. Like I was saying, carry a spray bottle with you. If you're driving and maybe, a cop pulls you over because you were speeding, going 10 miles an hour faster than maybe you should, but you shouldn't. But if you are, as he's coming to your window, you could roll down the window, and every time you cough, just like spray the bottle, like out the window, like, next to your shoulder. And it's like this COVID-looking mist coming out, and the officer will be like, all right, you could be on your way. Just slow down. No one's allowed in the shop. He's there handling online orders. Wow, it's been in the shop for a month. See, I keep trying to move the mouse over to the iPad. Nah, it's crazy. What, that's evil, though? Well, it's all fake. I think it's funny. In my head, it looks funny. But then again, maybe you pull out a gun. I don't know. How about this? We'll change our tune. Don't do anything against the rules, which will change the rule. We'll change the channel here. Don't do anything against the rules. Follow and obey. Just let it go. I think the spray bottle, coffin thing would look funny. Officers coming up to the window and you're coughing out the window, just spraying a spray bottle. Just looks like COVID mist coming out. I wouldn't have. Or get like how they have that fake blood and like put fake blood like coming out of your eyes and your ears, and as the officer comes up, just like have like a mist spray on the window, and you just go, I don't know if you want me to roll my window down. I'm headed to the doctors. I think that's too much like movie stuff happening. What kind of a plane is that? I don't know. It's just a little trick ripper plane that I used to fly years ago. I don't even know what it is. It's been so long. It's just a trick plane. It's a plane that goes pretty quick and can get violently out of control very fast. It has a what's called a huge amount of authority over its parts, including throttle. It's a plane that I actually thought about converting into electric, but we'll see. I don't know if I want to get into planes again. I got that little UMX Timber Turbo Timber for a specific reason, was because I wanted to take my friend there, the 95-year-old friend of mine. I want to take him flying because he's on a time clock, man, and I just don't want to, during all this COVID junk, I don't want to be the reason why, he's gone. You've had problems with the 2.0? Oh, so when you said the DBXL, you didn't mean the original. You meant you had the 2.0? Then I'm going to tell you right now, 100%, it's the... And that's after I've done like a bunch of stuff to it. Meaning setting and resetting stuff just for testing. Out of the box, it was mint. I thought you were talking about the original DBXL. Because that's what you put. You put DBXL. My 2.0 has zero issues, other than the fact that it just eats batteries. That's because I can't get away from full trigger. Gus, it's funny because I'm the same way. Like year round, I cough. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm like sensitive to pollen or something. I don't think I ever was, but so me coughing's like not anything like out of the ordinary. But obviously right now, if you cough right now, oh yeah, you're gonna be looking at like you're like the Walking Dead here. I don't know, because on my screen, how do I show this? On my screen, it looks all right, doesn't it? It looks pretty fluid, but it might be where locations are. When I first started, the stream looked terrible, but as it went on, it seemed to smooth out, and I haven't had any issues yet. But you have to expect that too. So if it is buffering, it's obviously probably just traffic, but I don't think it's my area. It looks like it's all right to me. Yeah, the infinite stream. Doctor says it's a dust allergy. Yeah. Wow. Checkered past. You must be beating yours then. Bad ESC, bad servo. So you had either what they call the Friday or Monday car. Friday or Monday build, right? That's a joke, like, I guess, in this area. Bearings too? What? All right, that's it. You're beating the crap out of it. You have to be. If you're having that many problems, something's wrong, man, because I've checkered past. Have you seen the first video? Well, not the what's in the box video, but the first rip video that I did with that thing. That was anymore, and I was not caring an ounce to what that thing was hitting, how the thing was jumping. I just was literally putting it through just annihilation, and it was taking every bit of it and wanted more. And I didn't have any more to give it because by the time it was asking for even more, the battery was dead. So I don't get that, man. That's messed up. Cold, like what kind of weather were you talking about? It's kind of like even like a regular vehicle. You shouldn't jump in it. If you've got below degree temperatures, like, you know, under 30 or whatever, you shouldn't just go out to your car, start it up, and then just full gas down the road. You know what I mean? Just go nice and easy. Oh, so you were like in the 20s then when you're driving that thing. You're crazy. any kind of any vehicle, you don't want to drive in that kind of weather. I definitely think we need a different background, though. It's looking like junk behind me. I should just put up a green screen and have like put up a green screen, you know, thing, and then just have like I don't know. What would I have in the background? A waterfall. I don't know. It was your first electric? Oh, it was. Then, so with gas? So if this was your first electric, so then with your gas cars, as soon as you fire that thing up, you just full trigger? Like, there's no way you do that, because if you do, you're seriously destroying your motors. Logan, what's going on, guy? The cold makes everything bad. That was not a COVID cough. Don't worry. You're not going to get nothing. I don't think it's transmittable through the thing anyway. But you never know. You need a new RC car project? Yeah, talk to Gus's Custom here. He loves driving in the cold and breaking plastic parts. Michael Wood, what the heck? Holy smokes, dude. Now that's a massive donation. I got a set of Proline Racing Trencher HP 3.8 belted, and I would like to put them on my Traxxas Max with wide body. Do you think it would be okay? So now, have you upgraded your axles? I'm assuming you have. I'm guessing, man, if you're talking wide max belted, that's a heavy tire. You know what? So one thing that I'm wondering, so Michael Wood, I got a question for you. Why? I don't know why, but I'm not a belted tire person. I don't know. I like having that cushion, that softness in the tire. I'm assuming you just must be looking for all out speed ripping, because if you are, and you're just talking about the regular max, man, you're pushing the axles, number one. You're going to be, depending upon how you drive, I'm assuming you're a full trigger driver. You're going to be breaking some stuff, man. Extreme stability. Yeah. I think you're asking for trouble, man. Especially with a Max. That's the other thing too, is that people are you 6S or are you 4S? I'm assuming if you're going belted, you're 6S, right? Yeah, like Gus's Custom said right there, it's going to be a more solid tire, man. You're going to be breaking stuff. 4S, then you're not bad then. Checkered past. It was 12 miles. Wasn't that nuts, man? That was crazy. If you could have seen, like, once I got to, there was a certain section that I got to in that, it's a state forest. I got to a certain distance in that state forest, and I could not believe that the thing kept on going. And I was literally like waiting for it to die. For it to make it, it literally would have made it the entire distance back to the original starting point and possibly even more. When that pinion finally let go, obviously because it was outside the car, I couldn't hear that the pinion let go. And I think because it was coming down on a decline, I just thought that the ESC cut out. I didn't realize that it had more to go. And the distance that it had, it would have made it no problem. And like I said, it probably would have gone further. So I think, what was it, 11.4 miles it went until the pinion, dropped off. It totally would have made it to 12, no problem. Like, that was pretty hairy too. Like, I was definitely being cautious. And I was very surprised that the amount of cars on that particular road on that particular day, I'm surprised there were any cars, because I travel that road frequently to go in between locations, and I very rarely see a car. And I think probably because it was a real nice day out was probably part of the problem, because people, obviously riding their motorcycles and their bikes and all that stuff. And it was just like, I was very shocked that there were that many cars. But every time, obviously, I came to a blind corner, my wife could see better than I, but I would hug that right side just so that there wouldn't be any issue. The speed limit is 65 on those tires? Yeah. So you're not going to be hitting 65 on 4S anyway. I'll tell you right now, I am very, very happy with Red Cat's Kaiju tire and wheel setup. Like, it is, I'm feeling like for a stock tire and rim, wait till you see what I'm going to do. I mean, I've got an order coming in, and yeah. We're going to be getting some vehicles, getting some Kaiju tires and wheels. But for a stock out-of-the-box tire and wheel configuration, number one, the Traxxas Max tire and wheels, they're junk. People are coming across so many issues, the rim breaking out where it shouldn't break out, the tires, ripping when I don't feel and they don't feel that they should have ripped. Granted, there's probably a lot we're not seeing about those situations, but what I've put my Kaiju wheels through and my tires, when you look at the backside of the Kaiju rim, like Gus will probably attest to this, when you look at the backside of that rim, the amount of support that it has, like when you look at the backside, I feel it's a very well-designed rim. And then its offset, its width, everything about it, and even the tire, the compound of the tire, I just, who knows longevity wise, like, over months and months of just use, yes, it's going to be wear anyway, but I am 100% on board with for a stock and the price. I don't know. But I get what you're saying about the stability. I can see it, but I don't know. I just don't see myself needing to go 65 miles per hour in the dirt, you know? Oh, check it past. You're taking off. All right, man. Sorry, it happens when you start not paying attention. You're safe on speed. It's for the track. Yeah. RC stuff. All right, man. It was good seeing you. Check your pass. We'll see you later, man. Thank you. Yeah, big block T-Max. Oops. RC Master, what's going on, guy? Any new projects coming up for me? Well, I got to do that Kyosho build, the retro Tomahawk. I'm going to build that. I have 4 RCs in boxes right now that I've got to break open and do stuff with those. One's a nitro too. And then I actually found my Dumbo RC transmitter and receiver box, a 6-channel Dumbo. I literally thought I threw it away, and it was in the most obscure place. It's why I didn't see it. I literally thought that when I had cleaned out stuff, somehow I had thrown it away, and I found it just yesterday, as a matter of fact. So I'll be opening that thing up just to see what's inside. James George, what's going on, guy? And dude, I don't know if you, Big Muscle, I don't know if you saw the box that I've got, but I've literally got a massive box. Like, I can't even, it's massive, full of parts. Tires, wheels, gears, pinions, just like literally everything you could imagine. CVDs. I was end of the world prepping my RCs. So got a ton of stuff coming, man. $18 people on the chat. Woo! But I still got to get out there. I still got to work. I was just answering because you always get like on your phone, like because of the Facebook site and YouTube, you get like comments that you want to try to answer all the time. What were the blue wheels off of? Seen them yesterday in the box. Blue wheels. Oh, you're talking about the green rims with the blue tires. So a long time ago, I just literally bought a whole bunch of just tire and wheel combinations for the EPX. So when I changed out stuff, I wanted to just, kind of be funny and just like, I got some tires that are for burnouts. Then I tried to do a burnout with the EPX, and it's not really a good burnout vehicle. It's how do I say it? It's too high performance, I guess. I don't want to destroy it. So I'll have to figure something else to do with those wheels. But they were just like wheels that I literally bought to just try out and mess around with and swap onto other vehicles that had 12 millimeter hexes. But I have a nice set of rims. I don't know if you saw them. They're like a gunmetal. They're a gunmetal rim with like a Corvette style, like the old gator back tire, directional tire tires that I want to put on the EPX once I'm done pushing the speed limit on that, which in my mind, I've got a stock speed that I want to hit on that EPX before I stop. Once I hit that speed, I'm done doing speed rips on that thing because it's not designed for speed ripping. It's a touring semi truck, and I've got the optional body mount kit that's actually for that EPX, and I'm going to swap it over to a different body. Like I said, like the same thing with the Kaiju. Once in my head, I hit that speed on the Kaiju, I'm going to stop my speed test and I'm going to start driving it like how it should. That's why I'm not changing anything out of the box other than like the XT90, swapping it over to that. But that was just because I wanted to run single packs anyway. I don't like running. If I can get away with it, I actually don't like running dual packs unless it's like a balance issue or a size constraint like the Kaiju. I totally didn't like running dual packs in the Kaiju. And I think snipping that connector off and swapping it out to an XT90 is definitely the way to go. So if you've got the ability to swap out connectors and cut things right and solder things the right way, get away from the two connector thing. I just don't like it unless it's, full on designed for it, like the DBXLE 2.0 and the DBXLE. Having the double battery packs, I don't know. It's just, that is what it is. I'm not going to be changing that out. But for the Kaiju, definitely. Size constraint, single battery pack, definitely way better. Amped RC, what's going on, guy? Ronnie Willits, what's going on, man? Yeah, the people definitely need to stay home. Obviously, I've got to go out and do some certain things because I am somewhat an essential worker in my own head anyway. And I will definitely take all those precautions that, is necessary. But there's certain jobs that need to be done because they technically are essential for people to continue to be safe. So I'll put it that way. I've got a couple of jobs where, in order for people to stay safe, essentially I have to do them. So, and I'll take all the precautions. And like I was joking with people, I got a full on like shielded mask. I'll put that on. If we're going to be, if we're going to be told that if you're going to go out in public and in, like communal areas where you kind of like have to be, if it's the mandatory wear your mask thing, I'll I'll wear the gas mask because that's just how I roll. I'm not going to wear that thing. I'll wear the whole thing. If I had a spacesuit, I'd wear the spacesuit just because I think it would be funny. If you're going to go in, go all in, right? It's either all or nothing. All right, so do they make a 6S that will fit the Kaiju? Yeah. My Kaiju is running a HRB. What is it? It's either the HRB 65 or 5000. I can't remember which one. It might be the HRB 5000 100C pack that, as long as you take out the two little pack brace holders, as long as you take those out for the smaller packs, and it also has like these two little foam strips on the bottom. Pay attention to which way your balance wire is going. So I have my packs facing the rear. I've got the two main leads, positive, negative. They're facing up. They go to my shorty plug, my pigtail because I cut mine. And as long as you have the balance wire on that side, for me, it works absolutely perfect. The battery fits down and in. That strap is just enough to hold on to that pack. The only thing I'd probably recommend is going ahead and getting a longer Velcro strap, because I think that was Red Cat's limiting thing also, which I think if Gus is here, he'll attest to that as well. That Kaiju strap, if you're going to run 6S, whether it's a single pack or a dual 3S's, you need a longer strap to hold it, to hold it more consistently in there. But then again, I'm only doing speed reps. But then again, when you see the video that I'm going to put out with that Kaiju, the amount of pavement tumbling that thing was doing, and for that pack to not have moved, I want to say not to have moved an inch, to not have moved, a millimeter, that, and I'm using the original strap too, so that's not too bad. Yeah, see Gus right there. He's saying he hasn't lost a battery yet, but it definitely makes you think. When you tie that thing down, you're like pressing your thumbnail like over that Velcro strap to make sure that every hook and loop is holding on, because I think you're only talking like that much Velcro is kind of holding on. Is that about right, Gus? Like that much Velcro is what's holding that pack in? You know what's funny that I'm seeing? So this is the other thing too. I'm going to be doing some videos getting back on my my Camaro, because I didn't drive that thing all last year, and that is not going to happen this year. And right now would be the perfect time to be driving that thing. So if you're interested in seeing any videos of a Camaro being kind of like semi put back together, stay tuned for those episodes from What's Up Guy Garage, not RC Guy Garage. That's my alternate thing. You're getting 1.5 inches? Dude, I'm getting only like 3/4 of an inch, I think. Maybe an inch of Velcro strap holding on. I wouldn't do Velcro in between, because then you're extending it even more. Because then you're gluing Velcro, right? You talking about like gluing Velcro, like to stick backs together? Nah, just use a single strap and then just crank it down. My opinion. Remember, anything that comes out of my mouth is my own opinion of what I would do. And don't go by what I say. Because if you go by what I say and then you have a failure, you can't blame me. 6S in your Creighton 6. So Amped RC, that is one, because people ask all the time, why don't I have the Creighton 8S? It's because I don't want it. But I do want the Creighton 6. But we'll see what happens this year, what they come out with. Who knows? Maybe they'll come out with... Is the Creighton 6S, is that like version 2? I don't even know. I don't even... Like I said, I barely ever research anything. You look at what the offering is, and you just like look at it like I look at it with tunnel vision. I just stare at it, look at some, alternate pictures. I very rarely like watch any videos. There are obviously occasions when I make a decision of not getting a vehicle that you end up watching videos on it just because you're like, all right, what am I missing out on? Oh, it's version 4? So the Creighton 6S is version 4? Holy smokes. Yeah, see, Amped, what Amped is saying right there. He's got the 6S and he's got the 8, but he finds that he's bashing or thrashing, probably thrashing, the 6 more than the 8, probably because you can. We definitely need a way better background. The background looks like junk. You're turning your Losi into a 8S? George Silman guy, what's going on? George Silman is the king of slow-mo. He's got a dual ramp setup that he slow-mos so many cars over that. It's awesome. I love hearing... So, George, like on your videos, I love hearing literally the gear mesh. As the thing is like going through the air, you can hear the gears like meshing. It's crazy. It jumps way better. Yeah, more controllable, right? Swamp Mod, I think. I put out measurements before. I don't remember. It sounds about right, but literally it's whatever it is. The HRB USA 5000 6S 100C pack is the one that fits, and it's literally maxing out the space in the Kaiju, so that it actually fits down into the tray. And when you do it, you're taking that battery and you're actually pushing it down into that tray. I mean, if that's the way you want to go, that's the way I go. And it's nice. And I am only 6S'ing this thing just because of speed. Once I'm done with the speed, I'm going to go back to 4S because the Kaiju runs beautifully on 4S. 100% 6S capable, but anytime you push, all you guys know all this. Anytime you push any RC, push and push, you're pushing breakage too. And with that Kaiju, I more want to just have some fun with it. And I think as far as like a trick truck on 6S, yes. Trick truck, 6S, absolutely. Drivability and just overall fun, 4S all day. And if you're running 4S, at least on that Kaiju, you're also saving the drivetrain and everything else a little bit more too. I don't know why I just said Kaiju, but yeah. Right, the dog. Yep. Sam RC. Yes, buy it. I've heard nothing but good things about what you're talking about. The Techno. Look at James George. What's the best reliable GPS meter? Ah, don't get me started, guy. This one, when I first got it, I think like the second time I drove it, I was freaking out about it, saying how much of a piece of crap this thing is, and I still believe it's a piece of crap because I think, in my opinion, like what you're paying for, you should be getting something better. But I think the new updated version actually now has a screen that you can see more. But like what I just found out today was that it's not Mac compatible. So that it almost makes it useless for me. It'll give me numbers and it seems to be working just fine. And after what it went through yesterday, I'm saying that it's very slowly redeeming itself to me because of what this thing did yesterday, what this thing went through, and for it to still be working, it's slowly growing on me. That's just the regular one. That's the GSM 015, I think it says. 015. That one's slowly growing on me. It works. I hate the fact that you got to like tilt it and like have just the right light so you can see the numbers. That's dumb. Coffee's all gone. I'm gonna have to get some more coffee. Like I said, I'm trying. Oh, wait a minute. So, does anybody else have any opinions about a reliable GPS speed meter? James George is wondering. I know Gus is custom. He kind of feels, I think, the same way that I feel about this particular one. New project. What am I going to call this project? Right. It took Gus 3 GPS meters to finally get one that actually functioned well. The good ones are expensive. Yeah. So what are we looking at for a GPS meter then? Because I'll tell you, one GPS meter that I actually liked was this thing. So this is an old HTC phone that I was given a long time ago, and I just used it as a GoPro screen for the longest time. It's got nothing on it, but I used it as a GoPro screen, and then I put a GPS app on this thing, and the GPS app was actually awesome. The only thing was I cracked the screen during a crash, and it still works. So if I hold the power button, it should come on. And this was like Sprint too. So this wasn't even a phone that I ever used. But this thing was great. Yeah, see, Sprint. But the GPS app that I put on this, it gave a ton of like information, which was great. Now I can't shut it off. Right, phones are good if you don't mind breaking them. Yeah, see, now it's upgrading Android. But I think if I'd maybe put this in a case, it would probably survive a little bit better. But the app actually worked out awesome on this thing. You're considering a belt drive? Yeah, I've seen people do that. Or heard. More heard. Yeah, George, just be careful, man. If you're going to do that, just be careful. Breaking that barrier is a lot easier than you think, because you start to forget stuff. So it's like, I know it sounds nuts, but that virus does stay on hard surfaces for like 72 hours. So like if one of your buddies, you didn't realize was coughing all over his RC or whatever, and then like he wipes out and you go over and write it for him, then you're like rubbing COVID all over your face. A $25 phone just to use as a GPS, that's not a bad idea. George, I was one of those guys that was kind of like, I guess I want to say in disbelief, and you just got to be careful, man, because I don't know. Everybody, you got to know it's obviously, it is a real thing that's happening. This isn't just some economic rewriting thing or a wake-up call, because I mean, for the government to be doing what they're doing and effectively giving amounts of money away like they are, it's real, because since when does the government ever give away anything? You know what I mean? They don't. They never do. They take more than they give away. So, I hate this. I absolutely hate it. But if you don't do it now, like what everybody says, if you don't do it now and at least try to limit that spread, it's just going to keep going and going and going. I think that's the biggest thing, like with the Chinese government and them doing things supposedly, granted it's all hearsay because I don't particularly have factual information, but if they were putting people in their homes and literally welding the doors shut so that people stayed in, and that's why they're on that back turn now. The other thing is too, is that, us Americans, it's that thing where a lot of us are hard-headed and you got that attitude like, nobody's going to tell me what to do. And it's just like, it's not that they're like really telling you what to do. They're just strongly suggesting, hey, this is something real. If you don't want it to go on for months on end, limit yourself now and, make that curve go down. And they also talked about the fact that it's most likely going to come back. So we'll be on that downward turn, and then everybody's going to be feeling like, oh, everything's mint now. Let's just go out and party. And then, that party has like one or two people, and then everybody in that party's got it back again, and then it's going to spike up again. That's the one thing that you got to remember, is that when you're talking like diseases and viruses, it is not anything that we really have control over. And especially if it's actually something that was manufactured or tested in a lab and mistakenly got out, or however it got out, you just, I don't know, it's nuts. Like every day, I'm that kind of guy that I want to be out there. I want to be out there working. I want to be out there, doing stuff. I want to be out there having a regular life. And right now you can't. Because if you do, you're running that risk of potentially, if you don't care about yourself, which you should, you're potentially going to affect somebody else. So like even my neighbor across the street, I consciously for him, and he himself, because he's a firefighter. So I made sure that I kept that distance because he's still working. He's an essential worker. And he actually just got tested the other day because his wife works in the hospital and she was tested. So because she was tested, he got tested just to make sure. And we kept our distance. Like our road is about, 2 cars can pass side by side without the mirrors smashing, right? But whenever cars come to each other, it's not like one person going 30 and the other person going 30. So our street, the speed limit's 15, and basically, when people come, towards each other, you have to slow down because you don't want to smack mirrors, especially like with my truck. I don't want to be taking out somebody's windshield with my truck. But we were keeping that distance. As he was talking about, he was like, because he's used to being able to, talk with me, and we haven't talked in like a month. And, we basically just stayed on each side of the road, and I was more cautious for him because he's a more essential worker than I am. And granted, I've been pretty much homebound for the last month or so, or 2 months. And I don't know. If I've got anything, I don't want to give it to anybody. Here I am monologuing, not paying attention. Sounds like a bad movie, yeah. Right, don't steal. Well, yeah. Well, think about it. What happens if all of a sudden he or I sneezed and the wind was going towards him? Right? Just in case. I want to say that I don't have it, but how do you know? If it's incubating in your body for 14 days and literally on that 14th day, all of a sudden it manifests itself, you don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Right. So what RC Master's saying right there, he wouldn't want to be responsible for the potential death of somebody else. That's why, my friend there, Ed, he's 95. I want to take him flying. That's the whole reason why I bought that UMX Turbo Timber, was because I wanted to put a plane in his hands and get him flying before like he just all of a sudden one day doesn't wake up. And I would feel terrible if for some reason I was the cause for the reason why he didn't wake up. And I want to go down there with my gas mask on. And I want to give him a mask. I want to say, yeah, I'm going to put the controller down. But even then, I'm still I'm leery because he's made it all the way to 95 in perfect health. Like this guy has got missing fingers and, from being a worker his entire life. I don't want to be potentially the reason why, you know what I mean? He still has, more time on this planet. And like I said, he's in perfect health, which is amazing. I swear to God, his birth certificate's wrong, but it's not. COVID and coffee. Is that actually drawing people in here? Because I just looked at the thing. It's up to 23 people. Hey, throw a thumbs up on there if you haven't already. YouTube has been kind of, just so that all you guys know, I don't know what's up with YouTube, but they've been giving my channel a hard time lately. They've been point blank limiting my content for some strange reason. Maybe it's because the way I titled some of my videos, I guess. I don't know. But people that are actually subscribers are telling me they're not even getting notifications of when any of my videos come up. But then again, RC Driver just messaged me today, and he's like, you're actually showing up in my, which is a plus. But for everybody else, like that has been like somebody that I would call a regular to the channel, they're not getting notifications. I don't get it. So I don't know what's going on. So I think it's like, I think those thumbs ups actually do something. And like I was saying, like even if you, I don't know, even if you have like some kind of way of sharing the content, by all means throw a share on, because I I believe that is possibly the way like YouTube, like that algorithm or whatever works. So like a lot of my content recently, when I go to put it out there, they have that monetization feature, and it's on, but sometimes it's off. And then sometimes I'll get a thing that says your content is limited, and I'm like, why is it limited? Like there was not one swear in my video. There was not one inappropriate thing. I didn't have like guns out. I'm not out there shooting guns. I'm not like murdering somebody. Like what the heck? Like, why are you limiting my content? So I don't know if it has to do with thumbs ups or shares or whatever, but if you feel inclined, go ahead. Any bit, like, obviously helps. I think maybe what happens is the channel gets stale or something. Or maybe my content's just crap. I don't know. Lately, my content has been more lives. Like I said, I've got a video that I'm working on. Technically, it's 2 videos that I'm working on supposed to be working on right now, but I'm also supposed to be going out and going to work. But I'm finding, like, when we do these lives, it's cool because you get to interact with everybody and you get to say, hey, what's up with you guys? And, what's cool is that, you get bounce backs of information, because I'm not some RC guru. I'm not a guru of anything. But it's like, like other people on this live can answer questions. I have no idea what the answer is. And I'll never claim to be some kind of guru of anything. Mention COVID too much. Yeah, but then again, though, at least my mentions of it right now is kind of like on a positive note, right? I'm kind of on board with saying, hey, be careful, limit yourself 6 feet plus. So I don't think I'm like saying, yeah, if somebody's coughing, open your mouth, breathe deep. And I also talk about how some of those kids were doing that. I call them the Tide Pod kids, the Tide Pod Challenge kids. You guys hear that? That in the beginning, like there was like groups of people like videoing themselves, like coughing on produce at the stores. It's like, what? You're out of your mind. That's happening to you for other channels too? Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't get it. All right, Big Muscle. It was good seeing you, man. Same to you. Yeah, I'm going to have to end the stream myself. Hey, they were looking toilets? What? Gus, I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, they were licking toilets? Oh, are you kidding me? Dude, even the thought of that is just wrong. Licking toilets. Oh my God. What the heck is wrong with people? Like, I know you got your crazies out there, but licking a toilet? Like, I wouldn't even lick a toilet that was in Home Depot, like one of the ones that were like, a display. I'm not talking about the toilet that's in the restroom. I'm talking about I wouldn't even lick a toilet that was on a display. I wouldn't lick nothing. That's crazy. These people are nuts. Something wrong with kids nowadays, or people in general sometimes. I don't get that. I really don't get it. I never want to get it either. I don't know. All right, so how long has this stream been going on for? How do I find out? How have I opened that? So this stream has literally been almost 2 hours. So just to let you know, as soon as this stream hits 2 hours, We're in 1 minute and like 56.5 seconds. I'm just going to end it at 2 hours because I got to obviously move on with my day. But like I said, I just wanted to check in with everybody and see what was up and just say hey and, connect with everybody, because that's, one of the things about all the social distance stuff is that just in the normal situation, you can't even connect with people nowadays. And this seems to be an awesome platform for people to be able to hang out. And this is obviously definitely safe. It's not like if I cough on my thing here, you're going to get anything. But yeah, a couple minutes, I'm just going to end the stream. So I'll say like goodbye to everybody right now kind of deal. RC Master, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. Just be safe out there. This is nuts. And if we do it now, if you stay safe now, and like I said, if you don't care about yourself, just care about, other people, care about like your grandparents, care about the older people, care about just whatever, just, limit for now. It's very little to ask for. And I think, like I had said, maybe just the human population in general, sometimes, who are you to tell me what to do? But it's just a warning. It's like one of those things where, nobody's super restricting you now. What if it was that way? I think us Americans feel like somehow we're, super overly privileged or whatever. I'm one of them, but I'm listening, I'm going easy. I want to get out there and work though. That's the stir craziness for me. So now see, I'm looking out the window right now. My neighbor just came home. He's a firefighter, man. So he's like right in the middle of it. He says, there's stuff happening that, we, the public, don't even realize what's happening. So he's out there checking his mail right now. He'll usually look over, see if I'm like in my window waving to him. I don't know. But yeah, if you're an essential worker and you're like in the what do they call the thick of it, and you're like healthcare, taking care of the sick people, holy crap, you guys. Obviously, police, fire, truckers out there that are delivering products. Again, double thumbs up to you guys, because right now you guys are the essential workers that are making things go and keep going. And you're in more of a risk than me, any of like a lot of us out here. Just stay safe, be careful. Hopefully people are giving you free coffees when you need it, free donuts, free coffees. But thank the people that are out there doing their job, being an essential worker. And like I said, let's see. Check out RC track on my channel. I'll check it out, Amped. No problem. So do you have an essential job? You might still have to go out and work. I don't want to work, get me wrong. I want to work, don't get me wrong. So my type of essential it's a different kind of essential. So I need to be out there to when my clients need a certain type of help, and I'm going to take all the necessary steps to make sure that I'm clean, like a spray bottle with, water and alcohol in it. Spray down my whole body. Wear a mask. Just do the right things. Maintain a distance. A lot of my stuff can be considered outside type work, but I do have to go in home sometimes to essentially be essential. So yeah, just what do they say? Stop the spread, right? Just for now. Just limit yourself for now. It'll be worth it in the long run. All right. So like I said, I was going to end it at 2 hours. We are at the 2 hour mark. Food business. Yeah, food businesses are essential. I'm not in the food business. Outweighs economy. Exactly. So RC Masters got it right there. Life outweighs economy. Absolutely. I'm not being funny, but what job is essential? Maybe I'm thinking differently, but unless your job is keeping me alive, keeping my alive, it is not essential. I'm not sure what. I think you just worded it wrong. But either way, keeping us alive. Right. I'm my job does entail safety. So that's why I consider some of my work that I do essential. And like I say, I'm taking all those as far as I can necessary steps to keep people safe. So that's part of what my job is. No, I don't build respirators, and I don't build ventilator machines or anything. I don't work for Tesla or nothing like that. But some of the work I do is technically essential, limited essential for safety. So in a broad scope. But anyways, that's it. I'm gonna end that live. We went 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes over. So we'll do another live. Well, I keep saying that. I hope to do another live later tonight or today or whatever. I'll probably just check in and see how everybody's doing and seeing what everybody's up to. But just be safe out there, everybody. I'm just gonna end the live stream right with that. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, throw a thumbs up on there. Like I said, share the channel. YouTube's been limiting me for some strangers. There goes FedEx. Blowing by my house. Hey, stop here. All right. I'll see you later, everybody. Be good to each other. It's important. So, and if you can get out there, enjoy some trail walking right now. Just maintain distance, Get your vitamin D if you can, naturally from the sunlight. Spend time with family, like your immediate family within your own house. Don't go visiting people. All right. I'm out. See you later, everybody. End the stream? Yeah, of course I do.